Hello everybody, welcome to the show. We're doing a little bit of a different intro because we have a lot to talk about. For Ranky-san, welcome our special guest today, Jay. And we have, of course, Mark. Who's been helping me out for the past couple shows here. So, right away, I just want to say one quick announcement. Everybody knows about the website, videolandexpress.com, and our blog, okay? And where to find the blog? Just go to our website, videolandexpress.com, and you'll see a direct link to our blog. That daily blog is, I put articles and a lot of subjects and topics relating to this show and also to the show that I'm going to be doing in this coming week on Blog Talk Radio. Where's that at? Again, all the links on the website. Blog Talk Radio is more of an extension of what we do over here because this show is every 2 weeks on Saturdays, and the Blog Talk Radio will be weekly starting this coming week. And of course, that gives me a chance to go more into details and all the different subjects and topics. But the blog has all these articles that we put up, and we're going to be talking about those articles today. Right off the bat, let's start with the big movie for the weekend. Yes, I know The Purge is out. The Airplane movie for the kids, and I forgot the other movie. Planet of the Apes looks like it's going to be #1 again. Okay, of course, this is the first movie by Planet of the Apes, which. Of course, Dawn of the Apes is based on Battle of the Planet of the Apes. I'll go more detail on our radio show. And of course, everybody knows about the classic, the original Planet of the Apes. Okay? My review, I love the movie. I thought it was great. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. And a lot of action in the second half. A lot of people are talking maybe the movie's too long. And I've been saying this for the past couple of shows. Mark is agreeing with me. I think Jay's going to agree with this. All these films need to be edited down. They got to start with the writing. You know,
Amen.
Scale back in the writing. You save on the budget over there, okay? And then when you do the movie, make sure the movie is less than 2 hours. You save a lot of money there. And then if the movie's too long, you know, directors got to skip the egos. Learn how to make more deleted scenes. You can always catch that up on Blu-ray. This movie is, some feel it might be a little bit too long. I think it's perfect because this film is a setup for the third movie. I'm not going to give away any spoilers for those who have not seen it. But for me, it's a 4 out of 5. Jay, you had a problem.
Oh, did I have a problem? Let me start off by saying I actually liked the movie. My big problem with the movie, though, was the length of the movie. I mean, come on, guys. Do we really want to sit down for 3 hours for a movie? This could have been done in about 2 hours. 2.5 hours if you had to say anything special, but 3 hours? Come on. Tell me, Frank. What do you think, Mark?
It was like a nature film. You know, if you enjoyed the Discovery Channel, you can get through watching these emotional apes go through their cries, their torment. It was definitely like watching a Discovery Land show. It was amazing. It was continuing. I couldn't believe. I guess we have a call. Yes, caller. Go ahead. Yes? What do you say?
Also, please be aware, if you're calling from a cell phone, there will be static, depending on your location. That's something, nature of the beast. We can't help that. So it's not Eminem's fault. It's not your fault. It depends on your location. And
right.
We did have problems with that before. So maybe you could move from the living room to the bedroom or something like that, and maybe you'll be able to call in, okay?
Right.
So we're not being rude here, folks, okay? That's why we have that phone number up. But
yeah, and like I was just end the sentence. You're right. It's too long. It's too long. You know,
and that's
cut
the
it
problem,
down.
that's the problem with all these movies.
Yeah,
I mean,
nobody has 3 hours to sit in
exactly.
a dark room. You know, my movie experience, my theater experience already is horrible. You know, with all these kids in there texting their little texting heart out. Oh. I just can't put up with it anymore. I want to see a movie. Give me a regular length movie. What's the time of a regular length movie? An hour or something?
I think an hour and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then let me get out of there. Yes, caller, go ahead.
Yeah, I hate you.
What'd you say? Oh, well, I guess it cut out.
Yeah, so, like I said, this phone interference is not your fault, people, so...
Yeah, just get a better phone. Remember, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's your contract you got. It's awful.
That's why the phone numbers are. We appreciate you guys trying to call in. Okay.
Yes, we do.
So you know, feel free to interrupt.
If you want, tweet it in or text it in.
But we got a lot of information.
Well, you know, I did want to make one quick thing, Frank. I did like Andy, Serkis? What's his name, the main actor?
Yes, Andy Serkis, who played Gollum.
You gotta say this guy is incredible the way he's able to give us features and emotion. But the problem here, do we really want to see him with his wife and his little baby and go over this again and again and again?
I thought it was Shakespearean.
Exactly. We see 30 minutes, 30 seconds, or 15 or whatever, a minute or two, and that's enough. Let's get into the battle. That's what we came to see.
You know,
we wanted to see what? Battle of the Planet of the Apes.
Right.
You know, and it didn't happen that way.
No.
The poster, did you see the poster with the bridge? Oh,
Yes.
my goodness. If you call that false advertising, I don't know what else to say.
Yep.
And everybody's picking on the San Francisco Bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge for some reason. But, okay, let's try that phone
it's
call
iconic,
again.
I
Let's
guess.
see what happens.
All right,
caller.
go call it.
I have a 10-inch penis.
Oh well, let's cut this guy off. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think he's trying out for the new comedy of the week. But
Yeah,
you're not funny. I'm sorry.
But what was the other thing I was going to say? The way they're doing the movies is, okay, there is a deleted scene. Anybody who read the paperback of the movie, okay, this is a spoiler without being a spoiler. There is a scene that's in the book. Don't read the book if you haven't seen the movie. And it does address the issue in the movie. They're trying to, the humans are trying to get outside help. And help does show up at the end of the movie, but that's the director's cut. It will be on the Blu-ray. That scene got deleted, because they just want to focus again. What Jay was saying, they want to focus on Caesar and his family at the end. Okay, but there is a scene where you see other humans coming for battle. So actually, this will continue with a battle in the next picture. Okay, and that's going to be focusing more on Beneath the Planet of the Apes. Anybody who's into the first 5 films, the original, nobody ever talks about Tim Burton no more and his take of Planet of the Apes. We refuse to talk about it.
Well, Mike
fans-
Wahlberg?
Mike Wahlberg?
Yeah, everybody disagrees with that movie, and nobody talks about the movie. Nobody mentions it. We mention it because we're not going to be mentioning. Okay,
Wait, that wasn't such a bad movie.
that was horrible.
Oh, what do you mean? I thought
It's like the stepson of movies now.
Yeah, I mean,
garbage.
there's some people who hated it, but I don't remember the box office wasn't that bad compared to.
People were hungry for a Planet of the Apes movie, and that's why he got away with it. Don't forget, he did Alice in Wonderland that made $1 billion only because Alice in Wonderland came on the heels of Avatar. Don't forget, Avatar was the brand new 3D. There was 3D movies before that, but he redesigned, reconcept of the 3D experience. Okay, and 3 months later, there goes Alice in Wonderland, and everybody's jumping in the 3D bandwagon. The fans, of course, like, oh, Burton, he's doing his version of 3D. We have to see Alice in Wonderland, which was a total piece of crap. I put that as my worst film of that particular year. And he screwed up with Planet of the Apes, and I never thought of Tim Burton that much. And I still think Batman, Michael, what's his name? Keaton, yeah. I still think that was a piece of crap also.
Yeah, I didn't like it
I mean,
either.
I think we all agree with that. That's that's hands down.
We
Yeah.
told
But let's
people
get
not
back-
to do Michael Keaton. It was a bad idea.
Well, I had to trash Tim Burton, but go ahead.
But the Alice in Wonderland, probably the problem with that movie is that it wasn't geared towards us. You know, it had such a huge female audience, and that's probably what made it go over $1 billion. Because if we went to go see it, of course, naturally we're going to trash it because we know it's not our cup of tea.
No, I actually went with someone who was female, and they didn't like it.
Get out of here.
Really?
No, it was true.
Well,
they were
okay.
starving for something. It's like there's a subculture of Alice in Wonderland out there. There's a subculture of comic books dedicated to Alice in Wonderland. The imagination of Alice in Wonder. People are starving. It's sort of like the Wizard of Oz. People keep reimagining it because they're starving for something better out there, and it just will not come.
But look,
So, you know, they
The
might as well
Wizard of
forget
Oz
about
is a
it.
big hit, right? The
Yeah, Wizard of Oz is a big hit, but they keep trying to reimagine it. They keep trying to tap back into the Wizard of Oz. They keep making Wizard of Oz films.
There was
You know,
a
it's like
cartoon
they're
that came
tapping
out.
it.
There was a cartoon that came out in April. It turned out to be a musical, and it
Wow.
bombed.
I didn't even hear
And
about
it-
this.
yeah.
That was a cartoon one?
The cartoon
Yeah,
one, yeah.
I heard about that.
It was pretty
It
bad.
came
yeah.
in, came out.
See?
Came in.
But remember, this follows
keep
the whole
tapping.
thing with Maleficent. You know, you have Alice in Wonderland, the Wizard of Oz, the Maleficent. It seems to go after a different audience. An audience have seen these stories.
Yeah,
Geared, I think, more towards the female audience.
Yeah, it's
you
more
know,
of like a female heroine
Yeah.
audience. But still, a lot of people I've gone with, all right, they like Magnificent. I have problems saying that word.
Yeah, me too.
But
I just
these
thought it was
other
the evil
movies-
witch.
Yeah,
That's right. The Evil Witch.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
now talking about the female audience, okay? Well, let's go to the next topic. And
Okay,
let's
go.
talk about the Avengers. And the announcement was made on The View with Whoopi Goldberg about a female Thor to get the female audience. What do you think about that? Also, Captain America being black, and or was it Iron Man? They're going to change his whole concept of his iron suit. The reinventing the whole Marvel thing.
Yeah.
I guess for the next generation, after the Avengers comes out with Avengers 2 and Avengers 3. What do you think about that concept, a female Thor?
I think it's brilliant. Why not? You know, I've known a lot of people have already said that they're touting, they hate that. But look at it. For the Justice League, they changed a lot of the male characters to female characters because it used to be Hawk man, not Hawk female. But now it's Hawk woman.
Right, okay.
You know, they were changing it up. You know, they made, remember during the time they had Spider-Man, they made a female Spider-Man. They made a Hulk, they made a She-Hulk. You know, they've been trying to tap into the female audience forever. Because like I said in this show in previous times, the theater used to be for women. They used to go in because that's the way that they would, I guess, get into the fantasy world. They were the biggest consumers of movies. Males weren't. I mean, most males were going off to war. That's why they said the biggest generation that the box office had or the theater business had during its heyday was probably during World War II.
Interesting.
Because most of the males were out in the war actually, you know, doing these horrific things where they're actually getting killed. The females would go into these movie theaters and, I guess, get involved and wrap around these movies. And
well, there's a new generation with Angelina Jolie. She had the Disney with the children, but a lot of females they're related to Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, it's still going back. It's sort of like they're still. It's not. I don't think it's so much about generational, but it's still sort of just trying to get back to the female audience. Because at one point they were trying to be macho, and that's when they would do a lot of like cowboys, westerns, gunslingers, and they didn't do so well.
They had a huge run, Cowboys.
Yeah, they were overdoing with cowboy films, like you know, and then they got melodramatic, like Stagecoach was one of the biggest hits out there with John Wayne because it was melodramatic.
Well, don't forget during World War II, besides the military movies, you also had a lot of musicals. Okay, because at that particular time, so 20 years, MGM ruled the world with their musicals. Right. Along the other side was the westerns. John Wayne, he was like the #1 box office star for 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can't sell a western nowadays.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. You notice how in the beginning of western they were melodramatic, and then all of a sudden, sort of during the 70s, it became more macho, and then from there. During the same point, they said, "Oh, let's get a little more melodramatic with John Wayne and like they did Rio Grande, and then it became more melodramatic." So it went back to the drama,
right?
From the drama to more like would they say butch, and then back to the drama.
I mean, I like westerns.
Yeah, I love western.
The newer westerns, the ones we've gotten recently, have all been pretty gritty, more down to earth, you know, more realistic. You know. Is there an audience for it right now? No. But, you know, at the same time, before they used to have audience for the whole samurai movie and the kung fu movies. You know, things evolve and stuff.
And everything goes in cycles. And talking about females, we know the biggest picture this year, because right now, a couple years ago, no matter what the picture, they used to cross over 300 million. Okay, nobody is doing that. The biggest hits like X-Men, they're stalling at 250. The one film that's going to cross the $300 million mark, of course, is going to be J-Lo, and Jennifer Lawrence that's going to be Hunger Games, and of course that's going to be the female.
Brilliant.
Oh, of course.
Brilliant.
You know, so she's got that in the corner. You know?
I applaud to you right there.
There you go. Okay.
Well, I give all the credit. I don't understand how that's such a hit, but I give it all the credit.
I gave up the second one. I thought it was very well produced, directed. But to talk about getting to the action like Planet of the Apes, an hour and a half before they got to the actual Hunger Games. Are you kidding me? In 90 minutes of my life, waiting for a setup, and then all it is
like a setup for a joke that never gets there.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's just about an hour of them going around in circles around some. Oh, forget about it. It seemed like Hobbits. Okay?
Wow, yeah.
The Hobbits. I'm done with that.
It's like Lords of the Rings.
Oh, come on. The best part of the movie is about to start off. We still have one more to go, right? You know.
The killing the dragon. What? How long is that going to take? Hit him with the arrow, and that's it. I wonder how long that's going to take to drag on.
The 3 hours.
Whoa.
The battle of the 6 armies. So that's going to come up too. So
right.
Yeah. So it should be more action than the last movie.